What's good, DMV gang? It's your man DMV King Derek back at it again with another video. You feel me? Today's video is my dad could not find out about this by Young Don the Sauce God. Uh, I've been subscribed to Young Don for like a cool year now, bruh. And this man's been pulling out bangers after bangers after bangers. So I already know that this one's gonna be fire. I haven't seen this one yet because I just found it a few like I think it was last night. I was scrolling through YouTube and I found it, and it's like I decided to just react to it. You feel me? And I know it's gonna be fire anyways. Cause come on, man, it's Young Don, bro. The man's content is on fire. But yeah, without further ado, make sure you like, comment, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And we're just gonna see. Let me turn on screen record real quick. And why is it taking so long? Full screen.
Up out of the basement, head to the living room, fold out the pull-out bed from the couch, and then I lie down. And at that very moment, I realized that I messed up. You know what I mean? Because as soon as my head touched that pillow, that room started spinning. I'm like, oh, no, chill.
Oh wow. Pause. The man said use headphones. Give me a quick second, yo. I'll be right back. Hello. I don't have the big ones. So I'm gonna just manage with this. You know what? Nah, no headphones. Screw that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna use headphones for this. I'm gonna have to cut all this out, bro. Hey, who gives a shit? Let's go.
So if you watched the Losing My Temper with My Sister story, you would know that I spent a couple of months living in New York at my dad's house in the winter of 2017. And I really enjoyed those 2 months because this was the first time I got a chance to kick it with my dad as a young man. You see, my parents got divorced when I was little. And of course, I lived with mom and spent time with dads on the weekends. But when I turned 13, my dad moved from Jamaica to New York to chase the American dream. Well, when it was my turn to make the move to America 3 years later, he was still in the process of doing that. So I ended up staying with other relatives while I went to school. But fast forward, I'm now 22 years old, college dropout, and a full-time YouTuber who, on very short notice, needed a place to stay. Unfortunately, my dad chased a dream, got the dream. It's now this big shot accountant with a new house in New York.
That's
so
tough.
it seemed to me it was officially time to cash in all those weekends of playing catch in the front yard that I never got. So I get to New York and just madness begins. Because I'm a young dad, you know, fun dad, too fun, you know, sometimes. Went to the Bronx a lot, felt not safe a lot, but had a great time. You know, and that's because my dad grew up in the hood of Spanish Town, Jamaica. So he learned how to have fun in the trenches. So even though he's now this, you know, accomplished, educated accountant guy,
oh wow,
whenever he wants to have a good time, he goes to the gutter. Anyway, while I was at my dad's house, he let me do whatever, you know, at complete freedom. And he always kept the fridge stocked with my favorite bear. My dad would come home from work, walk through the door and be like, "Hey son, I'm home." I'd be in the basement working on animations, already 3 beers deep, by the way. I hear my dad, I pop up to the kitchen, I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Dad? How was work?" He'd be like, you know, it was work. And I'd be like, "Yeah, I feel that. Want a beer?" Then he'd be like, why not? Crack home a couple cold ones, you know, throw them back. And the night went wherever the night went, you know. Maybe we end up in the Bronx, maybe not. Never know with this guy. So now you understand what the vibe of the household was like. Now with all that said, I know my dad. And I know that as long as I was in control, he wasn't going to tell me how much I could drink. So I made an effort to never let myself take it too far. But one night, I somehow miscalculated just how far I could take it.
How
And
do
I ended
you?
up face down in the guest bathroom toilet. It was just like any other night, right? I'm working on animations with a cold one sitting on the desk. One bottle turns to two, two turns to three, and before you know it, I want more than half a dozen.
Half a dozen bottles, bruh. Control yourself, man.
So I'm doing my thing, getting loose off the juice, when I hear my dad walk through the front door, pop up to the kitchen, say what's up, and we go through the whole routine. A few hours later, it's coming to the end of the night, and this was one of those nights where he decided to go to bed early. So he heads off to bed, and I decided to keep working on YouTube videos. But I'm still throwing back these bottles.
Bruh.
Eventually, I finish all the beers, and it's like 1 in the morning. And I am proper drunk. So I'm like, okay, bedtime. Climb up out of the basement, head to
Bedtime.
the living room, fold out the pull-out bed from the couch, and then I lie down. And at that very moment, I realized that I had messed up. You know what I mean? Because as soon as my head touched that pillow, that room started spinning. I'm like, oh, no. Chill, 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 chill. I sit up. I'm like, okay, keep it together, right? Just had a couple of beers. You can't handle a couple of beers? What's wrong with you, right? Take a few breaths. I'm like, okay, don't throw up. Don't throw up. Because if you watch my I hate throwing up video, you would know that I hate throwing up. Somehow,
Yo, that is the most disgusting thing you could ever do, bro. Like it just makes me feel like I'm about to just kill myself. Cause throwing up it's retarded. It makes you feel weak. Like it makes me feel weak. I don't know about y'all, but it makes me feel weak, bro. And it's like if I throw up, bro, the taste of that disgusting thing that came out my mouth is still gonna be in there for like a cool week, even after brushing like 40 times a day, bro. I'm just exaggerating. That's not true. But the taste is gonna stay there for a while, bro.
I managed to get the nausea under control, and I slowly sink back into the bed. So I'm lying down, and I just can't get comfortable. You know, I'm hot, I'm tossing, I'm turning, and I'm just praying for the sleep. And then I'm like, you know what? Nah, I ain't going out like this. If I'm gonna do it, I should do it. So I get up, go to the bathroom, get down by the toilet, and now I'm just waiting. I'm like, come on, let's do this. Because the only thing I hate more than throwing up is the feeling of wanting to throw up. Eventually, I nut up and stick my finger down my throat. But, never been good at that. So it didn't work. So
Me neither.
I'm sitting on the cold tile floor by the toilet. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe this was all in my head.
Hold up. Does he really have his face in the toilet, bro? You know how many people's ass has been on that jit, bro? It's basically crawling with bacteria, bro. Like, you gotta take your face off that jit.
Get up, walk out of the bathroom, and I start to head back to the living room. And as I'm walking through the kitchen, on the floor in front of me, I see a mouse. A little brown mouse. So I'm like,
Jerry from Tom and
yo,
Jerry.
what's good?
He talking to a
He's
mouse.
like, so you ain't gonna give me no cheese?
Oh hell
I'm
no!
like, I can't give you any cheese. I'm not supposed to give you food. He's like, that's okay. You gotta throw up. I'm like, what? He's like, you gotta throw up. I'm like, what? No. Yeah, don't know when I fell asleep, but yeah, woke up from a strange dream with a mouse and like 3 seconds to make it to the bathroom. And yeah, you know, just spent a good 2 minutes hydro pumping into the toilet, and that was that. I of course slowed down with the bear skis after that. I don't think anybody in the house heard me or woke up, so mission accomplished, maybe? I know there's some kind of moral in this about moderation or some. Yeah, I've never been one to moderate. So, figure it out. Make sure to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. turn on notifications,
Do that
and leave a
to my
comment.
channel.
Let me know if you've ever been too faded around here.
Gonna pause it right there. That was dope. That was dope. That video was fire, bro. Moral of this: moderate your shit, bro. Don't do too much. Like, don't do too much of one thing. Always divide it. Do this, and then like a few minutes later, no, not minutes. A few hours later, do this. You know, divide your jit. Don't just stick on one thing. But yeah, with all that said, make sure you like, comment. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And that's it for this video. Hope y'all have a good day, good life, and all that. See y'all later. Peace.